Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Best SAT Tips by Sebastian Enriquez. Today I will show you the mistakes that I committed when I took a real test in the grading and language section. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, let's start. Here are the mistakes that I committed during a real test, okay? Okay, this is an SAT passage from the College Board that I printed in my home, okay, through my printer. So okay, here, librarians help navigate in the digital age. Let's read. In recent years, public libraries in the United States have experienced reducing their operating funds. Okay, here, if you saw ing here and you saw ing here too, then you might be thinking that this is the right answer because of the parallelism that you need to have when you are through these passages. But the truth is that no, you have to read the passage, and if you read it, it makes more sense reductions, because have experienced reductions. Libraries have experienced what? Reductions, not reducing. Reducing is a kind of a verb, okay? However, library staffing, this is not however, this is something, this is consequently, because it was a consequence, okay? Here, no change in the third one. The fourth one, yes. If you read here, the share of library materials that is in non-print format, is increasing steadily. So here you need to add information and library materials. And yeah, it is providing library materials. So yes, that's the right answer. And you can get rid immediately of C and D. B is grown because it says, okay, no, nothing is mentioned before. I mean, it doesn't make sense. A is a stronger choice. Okay. 5 were available for them to circulate. I mean here, well available for them. Who is them in this passage? The share of library materials that is non-print format. In 2010, at least 18.5 million ebooks were available. It makes more sense for circulation because for them, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Now we are 6. As a result, non-print competing, cataloging. Okay, here, yeah, we need to follow parallelism because as you can see, compiling, cataloging, and updating these collections. Follow parallelism. That's crucial when you are taking the SAT. In fact, the fastest as possible, there is a great demand for computer instruction. In fact, librarians training now includes courses on research and internet search methods, many of whom teach classes on internet navigation, database and software use, and digital information literacy. Okay, so here's the correct answer. In fact, many librarians whose training now includes courses on research and internet search methods teach classes on internet navigation, database. Yeah, this makes more sense because this doesn't look good. Look at it. Now includes courses on research and internet search methods, many of whom teaches whom. No, that's not good. If you read the other choices, you will look that those choices are grown, and you don't need even to read them because you have B as the right choice. I mean, in fact, librarians whose training now includes librarians training, no, this doesn't make sense. B is the right answer. You need to carefully read the passage to identify the right answer. You need to look for proof, but you need to also look for something that is, that follows parallelism and that makes sense, okay? While these classes are particularly helpful to young students developing basic research skills, but is not helpful here. This is not good here. Because Oh well, you can eliminate that answer choice if you think that there is nothing that should be added here. While these classes are particularly helpful to young students developing basic research skills, adult patrons can also benefit. If you delete the part, you read the part without anything here, and it will sound good. So yeah, that's the answer choice. I mean, now free to all who utilize their services. Okay, here you need to read a little bit because the answer choices are varying a lot. Free to all who utilize their service for libraries and librarians are especially valuable because they offer free resources that may be difficult to find elsewhere, such as help with online job. With online job searches as well as resume and job material development. Okay, so I chose B and it was right. We chose most effectively sets up the examples given at the end of the sentence. Example, such as help with online job searches as well as resume and job material development. Examples, sets up. Free to all available. Yeah, during period of economic recession is the best answer if you read the passage and if you are understanding it, because look at it, free to all who utilize their services. No, it makes more sense during periods of economic recession, because if you are talking about money, therefore it needs to be about money. Okay, with electronic government related to income taxes. Law troubles? Have you listened that? Law troubles? No. Look at the answer choices. Legal issues. You need to follow parallelism, but you also need to look at the word if it is grammatically correct. This is not grammatically correct, but it is not a word that we use in our lives. We used to say legal issues, not law troubles. Does that make sense? Okay. In the sum, the internet does not replace the need for librarians, and librarians are hardly obsolete. Like books, librarians have been around for a long time, but the internet is extremely useful for many types of research. Okay, let's look at this. Which choice most clearly ends the passage with a restatement of the greatest primary claim? Oh well. As we have seen in this passage, the right answer doesn't need to be B. I chose B, although the roles have diminished, will continue to be employed. Well, it is not that right. The right answer needs to be C. The growth of electronic information has led to a diversification of librarian skills and services, positioning them as savvy resource specialists for patrons. Okay, I got the answer wrong here. The internet is extremely useful. Well, but the author here is defending the role of the librarians, so this one makes more sense. The growth of electronic information has led to a diversification, but that doesn't mean that they are not useful, okay? It doesn't say it like directly, no, it says has led to a diversification, positioning them for saving resources. Okay, this is the next passage. The first time I visited the Art Institute of Chicago, I expected to be impressed by its famous large paintings. As you can see, all the verbs here are in past tense, okay? ED. On one hand, no, it doesn't need to be on one hand. I couldn't wait to view painter. No, on one hand, no. It needs to be for instance. Not, however, no. Similarly, no. It is for instance. Guys, you need to understand it. You need to know which one is the right answer. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to give painter, comma. It doesn't make sense. I need to be Painter George Seurat's 10 foot, okay? Here you need to look at my other video that I published. It was about basic grammar rules. If you don't know or have trouble with this kind of questions, look at that video. Please like it. 14. It took me by surprise. Then, when my family exhibit at the museum was one of its tiniest, the throne miniature rooms, its tiniest. You don't need to use an apostrophe here. It is unnecessary. An apostrophe shows possession, and here we don't need to show possession. Okay, here I got all the answers right. At this point, the word is considered a development sentence. At the point what? 15. Okay, viewing the exhibit, I was amazed by the intricate details of some of more ornately decorated rooms. I marveled at a replica of a salon informal living room dating back to the reign of French King Louis. Built, okay, here. Some of scholars argue that the excess of Louis contributed significantly to the conditions that resulted in the French Revolution. Built the back panel wars. Okay, here we are not talking about the king. Yeah, here we are talking about him. I marvel at the replica of salon informal living dating back to the reign. Yeah, but you don't need to contribute information to the passage that is not useful. To the conditions of the French Revolution. Okay, we are not going back to history in the passages which we are talking about art. No, this is not the right answer, so you can get rid of A and B. And D is not the answer because it says no. It implies that the entire designer of the salon had political motivations. I mean, you don't know that, you're not sure of that, but you are sure that it interrupts the paragraph description of the miniature salon. Yes. Built. Yeah, it interrupts that, as you can see here. Our bookshelf is stocked with leather couch and chairs. Here is describing it, so C is the right answer. You need to look for proof, and you need to use process of elimination, which is called POE. Okay, guys, that is very important. Try to cross those that don't work. Okay, 16. The couch characterized by elegantly curved arms and legs. And okay, here we see the answer. The exhibit showcases, okay, couch for example is 7 inches long, and that is based on a 7-foot long couch. A couch for example, got the right answer. These rooms represents. Okay, here the answer needs to be B, of course. Is similar to the example already in the sentence. Which of the following gives a second supporting example? It is not telling you to add something to the passage. It is telling you to describe something, similar, that it supports the same example. A teacup is about a quarter of an inch. And as you can see here, a couch, for example, is 7 inches long, and that is based on a 7-foot long couch. You need to use your brain to deduct information, okay? It's 7 inches long, and that is based on a 7-foot. This is the right answer. The others doesn't make sense. There are even tiny couches on some. No. Household items are also on this scale. No. B is the right answer, and A, of course, this is the first one that you need to get rid of, because the no change, it is asking for a similar. The no change, you can cross it off. And B is the answer, okay? The plainer rooms are more sparsely furnished, but their Guys, we need to read here, okay, to find the right answer. Okay, let's go a little bit faster. Let's go to my mistakes. As I walked through the exhibit, I overheard a visitor's remark. I mean, he didn't listen to all the visitors, he just listened to one. Does that make sense? He was not going to listen to all the visitors, he was just going to listen to one. Does that make sense? You know that grandfather clock actually loves. So the right answer is D, okay. Daughter with pink-sized knobs. Another visitor. Is the visitor dot with pink-sized knobs? No. So here is a misplaced modifier. Guys, if you need to know this, join to my SAT basic grammar rules to see that, okay? No, not to that video. I mean to the one of verb tenses and modifiers, okay? Sorry. But if you need to look for more rules, of course, go to that video too. Over here, 21. Another visitor noticed my fascination with a tiny writing desk in its drawers, dotted with pink-sized knobs. This is the right answer. Dotted with no. The visitor wasn't going to be dotted with pink-sized knobs. No, it was desks and its drawers. Okay, does that make sense? You need to use your brain to deduct information from the passage. 22. To make the passage most logical, paragraph 2 should be placed here after paragraph 3. Okay, let's go to paragraph 3 to prove that. Okay, as you can watch here, the rooms and therefore were here to a scale of 1/12. A coach. Okay, so let's go back to the question at which we were. Let me go back to the question. Oh, here. Yes, it needs to be paragraph 3 because paragraph 2, of course. Here we are talking about French King Louis. Okay, built into the dark paneled walls. Here's a description of the sound that we were talking about before, and the one in paragraph 3. What is paragraph 3 about? Let's go. Paragraph 3. The rooms and let's show 60-meter rooms. And yes, definitely, paragraph 2 should be placed after paragraph 3 because this is the introduction to this paragraph. If you look at it, this exhibit shows, okay, so here continuous oration interior room. And then we viewed the exhibit that was made by the details decorated rooms. So this one needs to be here and this one needs to be here. This is like the introduction to this one if you look at it. It has long been known that the sea otters living on the west coast of North America help. This one, of course, is no change. This is completely right. In fact, 2 years after or less of sea otters can completely eliminate sea urchins. In fact, so here we need to look at the graph to see if this information is the right one. 2 years after or less of sea otters can completely eliminate sea urchins. 2 or less years? No, this is not right. Let's look. See, for example, kelp density increases proportionally as sea urchin decreases. Proportionally? Well, no. Because of one word, everything changes, okay? Now, well, let's look at D. Even after sea otters were present for 10 years or more, kelp density was still lower. I mean, yes, it was still lower, but there is no sea urchin presence here. So the best answer is B. Even 2 years or less of sea otter presence can reduce the sea urchin threat. Yes, this one is the best answer choice. And 25, without sea otters present, nevertheless it's not the best choice. However, yes. Yes. And it follows the correct punctuation. Okay. What was less well known until recently, at least, was how this relationship among sea otters, sea urchins, and kelp forests might help fight global warming. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased 40%. A recent study by two professors at the University of California, Santa Cruz, Chris Wilmers and James Tess, suggests that kelp forests protected by sea otters can absorb as much as 12 times the amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere as those where the sea urchins are allowed to devour the kelp. Okay, let's go back to question 26. At this point, the grader is considering adding the following information. The following information is this one. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution resulting in a rise global temperatures, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased 40%. So yes, he needs to do that. Here I committed a mistake, let's see why. Yes, because it explains the key role sea otters, sea urchins, and kelp forests play in combating global warming. No. Yes, because it establishes the relationship between the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and global warming. Yes, because here it is telling me the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased 40%. So it establishes the relationship between those two terms. Even though, yes, but A is better, okay? Suggests that the recent study by two suggests that this comma is not in the right place. So we can get rid of that comma and it will be our right choice. Devour. No change. The others don't look good, okay? So it is no change. Like their terrestrial plant cousins, kelp removed. Here is talking about something that is similar, not about plural, so it is its. Like their terrestrial plant cousins, kelp. If you are telling me about kelps, it is another thing, okay? Scientists knew this but did not recognize how large a role they played, how large a role sea otters played, okay? That's the one that makes sense. And here, discovered in their study, therefore surprised them. After sentence 5. Scientists knew this but did not recognize how large role they played in helping, okay. What they discovered surprised them. Far from making no difference to the ecosystem, process was found to increase. When you use this kind of words like was found to increase, and you are finding the most logical place, it might be the right choice, okay? So, however, that having more otters will not automatically solve the problem of higher levels of carbon dioxide in the air. However, they caution, that having more otters, it is better to use increasing. While you have more otters, while increasing the otter population will not automatically solve the problems. Okay, you can get rid of others. Now 33. But they suggest that the presence of otters provides a good model of how carbon dioxide can be sequestered. or removed from, or removed comma from. D is the right choice, okay, because that semicolon must not be there. And I think that this is the final passage. Okay. Planned obsolescence, a practice at which, a practice whereby a planned obsolescence, a practice at which, this is grammatically correct, but we need to find the best of the best answer choices, okay? So you need to read every single answer choice and see which one is better. From which, so that, whereby. Okay, so 35. Are they said to have a limited period of usefulness? That one is right there. You don't need to use extra punctuation because it will be bad. It also stands in stark. Yeah, that's the best choice. Okay, here it maintains parallelism and there's no proof to prove this, okay? So we can pass to the other page and select A. More like a fair then doesn't make sense. It is making a comparison, so it must be B. It was bringing from a journalist who wanted, because it is referring to former journalists wanting. It is not talking about something in plural. It is talking about an individual wanting to take a practical stand in a throwaway culture. Her goals were straightforward, however. No, her goals were straightforward. However, it is not needed here. Her goals were straightforward. And here you need to use common. Reduce waste, okay? Look at my video, guys, if you need to work with this. Now, 41. While they await for services, patrons can enjoy coffee while waiting for service. It makes more sense. They can enjoy coffee and mingle with their neighbors in need. We'll go to the other page. Okay, so here the author wants to add additional information. As we can see, it is easy to classify all both fixable items with junk in an arrow that places great emphasis on the next big thing. Okay, helping people, repairers. Okay, here the answer is no, because it blurs the paragraph focus by introducing a topic. Yeah, this topic is not explained here. I mean, service-based jobs, well, we are not talking about jobs, we are talking about something else that is not jobs. Has increased the people who works. No, it doesn't make sense. Though the concept remained a local trend at first, international, all affiliated with the Dutch Repair Cafe via its website have since arisen in France, Germany, South Africa, the United States, and other countries. On top of what? I mean, if you don't need to use it, just eliminate it, get rid of that. So let's do this. Guys, we have finished, and well, we have more minutes. I mean, we have many more minutes. We have here, I think, 35 minutes. Let me see. Yeah, 35 minutes, and this video has almost 29. So we have 6 extra minutes. Okay. Well, we need to do it faster because, oh well, I was explaining, of course. So, well, guys, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and thank you for your support.